Be me, 26F, work as a senior story designer at a mid-sized game studio, pull in about $92,000 a year. Not enough for the lifestyle. I'm convinced I should have, but definitely enough to feel superior about it. Master's degree in media studies, whole personality built around seeing the systems, always talking about power structures and smashing the patriarchy. My Twitter bio has pronouns, 3 different pride flags, and a link to my Substack, where I write essays about dismantling monogamy. Been with my boyfriend Mark for almost 4 years. Mark is 30, works in logistics planning for some manufacturing company. Basically the human version of plain oatmeal, reliable, healthy, warm, but aggressively boring. He's about 6'1", goes to the gym, just enough to stay in decent shape, keeps a rough beard that I'm constantly nagging him to clean up, splits the rent exactly down the middle every month, never late, does dishes without being asked, objectively speaking. He's a great boyfriend, my friends adore him, my mom thinks he's perfect, but when I look at him, I feel absolutely nothing. Just this constant dull boredom chewing at the back of my brain. He's too available, too agreeable if I snap at him after a rough day at work. He just quietly asks if I want him to make tea. Never pushes back, never argues in my head. I've labeled it low agency, been listening to podcasts by these high-value woman coaches. They talk about how men should be challenged constantly and how women are naturally poly, but society forces us into monogamy. Slowly start convincing myself the boredom isn't my fault. It's actually political. Monogamy is just another system designed to control female sexuality. Why should I limit my life to one guy, especially a guy whose sense of humor peaks at reruns of The Office? I'm in my prime right now. Guys stare at me during spin class, random dudes DM me on Instagram, even though my profile shows I'm taken. Sometimes it feels like I'm a Ferrari, parked in some suburban garage owned by a guy who never drives above the speed limit. I need expansion. I need stimulation. Some random Tuesday evening in late October, rain pouring outside, classic Portland gray sky, Mark's on the couch playing Elden Ring, looks totally relaxed, happy. Even for some reason, it annoys the hell out of me. How can he just be satisfied like that? Where's the drive? Where's the hunger? I'm laying in bed, scrolling, TikTok, video pops up about relationship anarchy, girl, explaining how love is limitless. The only real limited resource is time, and suddenly it clicks. That's the argument. Walk into the living room, grab the remote, and shut the TV off. Mid-fight, Mark blinks up at me, still holding the controller. Hey, I was literally in the middle of a boss fight. We need to talk. Mark right now, he immediately sets the controller down, his whole posture shifts, worried mode, activated, everything. Okay, something wrong with your dad? No. This is about us, about the structure of our relationship. I sit on the coffee table across from him, looking down at him, deliberately subtle power play. I've been doing a lot of emotional labor lately, really analyzing my needs and growth. I start explaining. Mark nods slowly, clearly confused but trying to follow. Okay, I feel like traditional exclusivity is restricting my personal evolution. Like, I'm tethered. I love you, obviously. But I resent the limits we've put on our autonomy. I don't want to possess you, and I don't want to be possessed either. Mark frowns slightly, his eyebrows pulling together. Are you saying you want to break up? I sigh dramatically. No, Mark, you're not listening. I'm saying we should open the relationship. Ethical non-monogamy. We keep our core partnership, our home, our life together. But we allow ourselves space to explore other connections. It's abundance thinking, not scarcity thinking. He just stares at me, stunned, slowly rubbing the back of his neck. So, you want to sleep with other guys? Don't reduce it like that. It's not only about sex, it's about emotional energy validation. Not putting every emotional need onto one person, it's actually healthier. All the research says it prevents resentment. Building up, Mark looks down at the floor. Room goes quiet for almost a full minute. I don't think I can do that. I'm kind of a one-woman guy. I don't really have the energy for whatever that is. I already expected that answer time to deploy the guilt. So your insecurity matters more than my freedom. I cross my arms. You'd rather trap me inside expectations just because you're scared of competition. That sounds pretty toxic, Mark. Honestly, really controlling. I see him flinch a little. He hates being called toxic, terrified of being that kind of guy. I'm not trying to control you, he says quietly. I just love you. I thought we were enough. We are enough for us. But I'm a complex human being. I have needs you can't meet, and honestly, you probably have needs I can't meet either. I soften my tone, lean forward, place my hand on his knee, condescending comfort mode. Think about it. Mark, you could date too, meet new people. Wouldn't it be exciting to feel that spark again? He looks up at me with these sad puppy eyes. I only want that spark with you. Well, I need this. If we're going to stay together, I need this next step. Otherwise, I'll start resenting you, and we'll break up anyway. The ultimatum just hangs there in the room. He takes a slow breath, glances at the Frozen game on the TV, then back at me. I can literally see the defeat settle in. Okay, if that's what you need to be happy, we can try it. I smile softly, lean forward and kiss his forehead. You're so emotionally evolved, babe. This is going to make us stronger. Trust me. You'll see I walk off feeling like I'm floating light as air. I won the argument, I get to keep the relationship and sample the entire buffet. That same night, I start setting up profiles. Tinder, Bumble, Field, take my time. Curating the photos, one professional headshot, clean, competent, powerful one. Hiking photo on a trail in Oregon, outdoorsy vibe. One cocktail dress, picture sexy, but tasteful. One photo holding a glass of red wine, fun. Social energy, bio reads ENM/polycurious partnered, but exploring here to dismantle patriarchy. And maybe you too, if you don't know who Audre Lorde is. Swipe left set the radius to about 12 miles. Buy the premium subscription, immediately might as well maximize exposure within half an hour, 700 plus likes. The dopamine rush is insane. I'm sitting at the kitchen island showing Mark my phone. Look at this. It's wild. How many people are into this lifestyle now? It's basically mainstream. Mark's standing at the counter making a turkey sandwich, doesn't even glance at the screen. That's cool. Jess, you should set yours up too. Want me to help pick pictures? Nah, I'm good for now. He just nods, takes his sandwich and walks into the bedroom. I shrug his loss. I start swiping match with a guy named Evan, 33 architect, exactly the type who probably owns vinyl records and drinks craft beer. Perfect. We start messaging immediately. Guy's quick with sarcasm. Ask me what feminist writers shape my worldview. We lock in a date for Friday. I tell Mark later, hey, I've got a date. Friday night architect guy, don't stay up waiting. Mark just nods calmly. Okay, be safe, no jealousy, no pushback. Maybe he really is that emotionally evolved, or maybe he's just exhausted either way. I don't really care. Friday night rolls around. I put on a black satin slip dress, throw on a cropped leather jacket, check myself in the mirror. I look incredible. Mark's sitting on the couch watching a World War II documentary. I spin once. How do I look? He glances up, his eyes scan me slowly. For a split second, I see something hurt. Maybe then it disappears behind that calm mask. You look great. Have fun tonight. Thanks. There's leftover pasta in the fridge if you're hungry. Later I leave. Evan meets me at some underground speakeasy downtown, first thing. I notice he's definitely shorter than his profile claimed, maybe 5'8", but he's charming enough. We order ridiculous $20 cocktails. He goes on about brutalist architecture, complains about how tech companies ruin the city's culture. I nod along feeling smart, feeling wanted halfway through the drinks. He reaches across the table and touches my hand. You have intense energy, very dominant presence. I feel a little thrill. This is what I was missing, the tension of something new. Later we go back to his apartment, a loft in some trendy neighborhood. The sex feels a little performative, like he's acting in a movie, too much eye contact, like he practiced it. But it's new, different body, different smell, different rhythm. I leave around 2 a.m. Uber home, sneak. Quietly into the apartment, Mark's asleep in bed. I take a long shower crawl under the blankets. He doesn't move. This is freedom. This is what living looks like. Fast forward. 6 weeks, routine, fully established. I'm going out 2 or 3 nights a week. Evan turned out to be a flake, ghosted after the 3rd time we met. But there was Nate, software developer, boring, then Chris, personal trainer, dumb as a rock, but insanely hot. I'm stacking bodies like it's a scoreboard, telling all the stories to my friends during Sunday brunch. They cheer me on. Yes, queen, reclaim your sexuality. Mark is so lucky you're still with him while you explore. Meanwhile, back at home, things have changed. Mark isn't warm oatmeal anymore, he's cold stone. First thing, I notice he stopped cooking for me one night. I get home around 7 on a night. I didn't go out. What's for dinner? I ask. He looks up from his laptop. I already ate earlier. Chicken and rice, didn't know if you'd be home tonight. I live here, Mark. You've had a pretty unpredictable schedule. Lately didn't want food going to waste, technically fair, but his tone is flat, almost professional. I start noticing other changes. The apartment is cleaner, but in a sterile way. All my clutter is neatly pushed onto my side of the bedroom. Vanity, his side is perfectly organized, and physically he's changing too. Joins some aggressive CrossFit gym, wakes up at 5 a.m. Every day to go, grew his beard out, properly gets it shaped at a barber. Now faded sides, bought new glasses, stopped wearing the cargo shorts I always mocked. Now it's dark jeans and fitted t-shirts. Honestly, he looks good, better than he has in years. I take credit in my head. See, pushing him toward independence worked. He's leveling up because of me. One night I try initiating sex slide, my hand down his chest in bed. He catches my wrist, gently moves it away. Not tonight, Jess. I'm wiped from the gym. I freeze. Mark has literally never turned me down before in 4 years. Oh, okay. Are you mad at me? No, just tired. Good night. He turns his back. I stare at his shoulders and the dark, small spike of panic creeping in. Why isn't he chasing me? He's supposed to be fighting for my attention. Instead, he's just existing without me. By month 3, I'm starting to hate the apps. It's a total meat market, guys. Are flaky disrespectful. One guy told me I was getting too old to be this picky. I'm 26. I come home crying that night. Mark's sitting in the armchair, reading a book, looks up when he sees me. Rough. Night doesn't stand up, doesn't hug me. Yeah, men are trash. I sob, kicking my heels off some of them. Yeah, he says calmly, turns the page. Aren't you going to comfort me? He glances over the top of his glasses. You wanted to experience the market. Jess, the market is volatile. I can't fix the men. You choose to date. Cold. Absolutely cold. But he's not wrong. Storm into the bedroom, slam the door hard enough to rattle the frame. Wait a few seconds, expecting a knock. Nothing. Just hear him quietly, boiling water in the kitchen. Only 1 mug clinks on the counter. 1 cup of tea. Not 2. Hits me that he hasn't asked me a single personal question in weeks. No. How was your day? No. How was your date? Nothing. Decide I need answers. Yeah, privacy, blah, blah. Privacy is sacred, except when it's inconvenient for me. He leaves his phone on the counter while he showers. Screen lights up. I grab it, unlock it easily. Password is still his. Old dog's name. Of course it is. Scroll through apps. No Tinder, no Hinge, wait Bumble. Open it. Hands actually shaking a little. His profile pops up and it's good, really good photos I didn't take, which means someone else did him. Laughing at some craft brewery, him hiking with a girl and a dog that definitely isn't ours. Him in a sharp suit. When the hell did he wear a suit? Bio reads, operations manager, loves sci-fi and early morning workouts, learning how to cook properly. Looking for someone who knows what she wants. No drama, just good energy. Scroll to matches. Almost dropped the phone over 30 matches, and they're real, not bots. Actual women, cute women. Profiles with things like teacher, nurse, pastry chef, normal, wholesome-looking women. Some of them younger than me. Open a conversation with a girl named Emma, 24. Emma, saw you like science fiction. Read 3 Body Problem yet? Mark, yeah, finished it last year. It's wild. Mark, we should talk about it over coffee sometime. Emma, I'd love that. Mark, Wednesday night work? There's a spot in the Pearl. I like Wednesday. Last Wednesday, the night he told me he had to stay late at work. Scroll further. More chats. Olivia, Maddie, Claire. He's not just matching, he's actually dating, and he's good at it. Funny messages, thoughtful replies, asking questions. The same attentive guy I used to take for granted now. Packaged up and offered to other women, and they're loving it. Shower shuts off, panic. Put the phone exactly back where it was. Heart hammering in my chest. He walks out a minute later, towel around his waist. Steam following him out of the bathroom. Dude looks jacked. When did he get that lean? He catches me staring. What nothing, just saying. You look good. Thanks cutting sugar. Helps. He walks past me into the bedroom, smells like cedar soap and emotional distance. The power shift is obvious now. I try to regain ground, start being extra nice, buy his favorite snacks, suggest movie nights. He agrees politely, but it feels like he's indulging a kid. We're watching a movie one night, he's texting during half of it, smiling at his phone. Who are you texting? I ask casually. Just a friend. Is it a girl? We're non-exclusive, remember? Does it matter? He literally used my own argument against me. Well, it's rude to text on a date. This isn't a date, he says calmly. We're just watching TV on a Tuesday, that one stings. I pivot to cool girl mode, so... Are you sleeping with anyone? We should talk about safety stuff. He finally puts the phone down. I'm seeing a couple people, nothing serious. And yes, I'm being safe. Who just... people, you don't know them. I want to know, you said you didn't want ownership. Laura asking for details. Kinda sounds like ownership. I'm actually losing my mind. He's beating me with my own rules. And the worst part, he doesn't even look like he's trying. He just seems happy. Maybe happier than when he was focused on me. I start canceling my dates, stay home, more, watch him. He just keeps going out. Where are you going tonight? Dinner with who? Claire, can I come? He actually laughs out loud. No. Lara, you can't come to my date. That would be weird. Door closes behind him. I'm alone in the apartment. Silence feels loud. Scroll Instagram, friend posts. Some quote about men being intimidated by strong women. I like it, but deep down, I know that's not what's happening. He's not intimidated. He's just tired of my nonsense. Then, Thanksgiving rolls around. Normally we drive to my parents' house in Northern California. Whole stressful circus. Mom criticizes everything. Dad drinks too much wine. Mark usually acts as my shield. Charming my mom, talking football with my dad. Keeping the peace. I assume he's coming, like always. Hey, for the drive, we should leave Wednesday night to beat traffic. Mark looks up from meal prepping salmon and roasted vegetables. Actually, I'm staying here this year. I blink what, yeah, probably doing Friendsgiving with some people here, but you always come with me. My parents expect you, I know, tell them. I said hi, but honestly your mom stresses me out and I'm not excited about sleeping on that air mattress again. But who am I supposed to talk to your family? Mark, this feels like abandonment. No, it's autonomy. I'm protecting my peace. I actually scream, like full volume. You're doing this to punish me. I'm not punishing you. I'm doing what I want to do. Isn't that the whole point? Everyone following their desires? I wanted us to be free together, not separate. We are separate people. You made that very clear. End up driving to California, alone crying. Most of the trip, tell my parents Mark had to work. Mom shakes her head. That's a shame. I like him. He's the only stable thing in your life. Thanks, Mom. Spend the weekend miserable, keep checking Mark's location. He turned it off, drive back Sunday night, walk into the apartment. It smells like fresh baked cookies. Mark doesn't bake. There's a container of homemade chocolate chip cookies on the counter. Little note on top, signed Emma, the sci-fi girl. I eat one. They're incredible, immediately hate her. Mark gets home, about an hour later, looks relaxed. Almost glowing. Hey, how was California? Awful. Who's E? Emma. She stopped by yesterday. You two hang out here. Yeah, for a bit. Did you sleep with her? That's not really your business in my bed. No, she has her own apartment. We mostly stayed there. She just dropped off the cookies earlier. You stayed the night there. Yeah, my stomach drops. He didn't just hook up. He slept over morning, coffee, breakfast, actual intimacy. I want to close the relationship. The words just shoot out of my mouth, full panic mode. I'm done with this. I hate it. This whole thing isn't working for me anymore. I want us to go back to being exclusive. Mark exhales slowly, drops his keys into the bowl by the door, walks over to the window, stares out at the rain hitting the streetlights. I don't think I can do that. Jess, what do you mean? You can't. Of course you can. We just delete the apps, pretend none of this happened. Go back to normal. He turns around, face calm, but heavy. Normal wasn't working. I was miserable. I felt like I had to walk on eggshells around you, constantly trying not to say the wrong thing. While you analyzed every part of who I was helping you grow. You were criticizing my existence with Sophie. It's simple. She actually likes me. She asks about my day and listens to the answer. She doesn't treat me like a project or some villain in a sociology paper. So you're leaving me for her? I'm thinking about it. Translation. He's already decided, just lining up the logistics. I completely lose it, collapse onto the floor, crying, full hysterical meltdown. I love you, Mark. I'm sorry. I got arrogant. I got sucked into internet brain rot. Please. He looks down at me for the first time. I don't see love, just pity. I know, Jess, but you open the door and I walk through it. I can't pretend I don't know what it feels like to be appreciated. He walks past me toward the bedroom, starts packing a duffel bag. I'm gonna stay at Sophie's for a few days. We both need space. Then he leaves. I'm sitting alone in the kitchen with the stupid cookies. The next month feels like watching a car wreck in slow motion. I try love bombing him over text, send memes, send selfies, even send nudes. He barely replies. I send long apology emails explaining my fear of intimacy. Frame it like a trauma response. He replies, "Once I appreciate your reflection, but I need time corporate HR language." He's basically firing our relationship. A mutual friend tells me Mark brought Sophie to his company, Christmas party, the same party he used to bring me to. Apparently she wore a red dress. Everyone loved her. She brought homemade brownies. Of course she did. Pick-me behavior. I tell myself that, but deep down, I know the truth. She's just nice. January 2nd. Mark shows up at the apartment, doesn't have a key anymore. He left it when he moved out temporarily. I open the door, hopeful hair, styled wearing his favorite sweater of mine, trying to look warm and domestic. He walks in, doesn't even take off his shoes. Bad sign. Jess, we need to end this straight to the point. No. Build up? No. Please, Mark. We can fix this therapy, couples counseling, anything. It's over. I'm moving in with Sophie. What it's been 2 months when, you know, and honestly being with her made me realize something. I was lonely with you for the last 2 years. That sentence hits like a truck. Lonely with me while I was busy lecturing him about privilege, while I was wishing he'd become more exciting. He was just lonely. I'll come back Saturday with movers for the rest of my stuff. You keep the furniture. I don't want any of it. I can't afford this apartment alone. I scream the lease ends in March. I paid my half through. Then that gives you time to find a roommate or move. He's still the same guy, practical, logical, steady. Except now that steadiness protects him. Not me. He leaves without hugging me. Just a small nod. Take care of yourself. Jess door closes. 6 months later, living in a tiny studio in a worse part of town, had to downgrade because I couldn't find a roommate who met my standards. Rent still hurts. Money's tight. Friday night alone with a bottle of cheap wine, scrolling Instagram on a burner account. Because Mark blocked my real one new photo, posted yesterday, him and Sophie in Japan. Japan was always my dream trip. I used to tell him we'd go. When he got more cultured, he took her instead. Caption says, "Adventures with my favorite person." She said yes to the ring. Now she's saying yes to sushi, engaged less than 8 months later. He looks completely different. Full beard, sharp haircut, wearing some trendy streetwear jacket. He looks like the confident guy I always claimed I wanted. Sophie looks glowing, holding up her hand with a ring on it. Simple, elegant. I look around my apartment, dishes piled in the sink, laundry sitting on a chair. Tinder notification pops up. Brad, 34, sent you a message. DTF? I swipe the notification away. Stare at the wall. I wanted to dismantle the patriarchy in my living room. I wanted to prove I didn't belong to any man. I wanted total non-exclusive freedom. Well, I got it. I am completely non-exclusive. No one includes me in anything. Realized too late. That boring was actually peace and safety, was loyalty. I traded a diamond for a fistful of gravel because a TikTok told me gravel was empowering. I take a sip of warm wine, open Bumble, start swiping again. Maybe the next one won't be boring. Maybe the next one will treat me like garbage, at least that way. I'll feel something trash. Usually takes itself out. Eventually, Mark didn't. Mark just walked away and took all the light with him. My face when I completely played myself.